जलवायु परिवर्तन जैसी चुनौतियों का सामना कर रही है, तब ऐसे प्रयास हमें यह बताते हैं कि समाधान हमेशा कहीं दूर नहीं होता। कई बार हमारे अपने पारंपरिक ज्ञान और सामुदायिक प्रयास ही हमें सबसे मजबूत रास्ता दिखाते हैं। मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, आज आप देश के किसी छोटे बड़े शहर में जाएंगे तो एक बदलाव आप जरूर नोटिस करेंगे। आपको बड़ी संख्या में घरों की छत पर सोलर पैनल लगे हुए दिखाई देंगे। कुछ साल पहले तक ये इक्का दुक्का घरों पर ही दिखता था, लेकिन आज पीएम सूर्यघर मुफ्त बिजली योजना का प्रभाव देश के कोने कोने में दिखने लगा है। इस योजना की वजह से गुजरात के सुरेंद्रनगर जिले की पायल मुजपरा के जीवन में बहुत बड़ा बदलाव आया है। उन्होंने सूर्य पहल के माध्यम से सोलर पावर टेक्नोलॉजी की ट्रेनिंग ली और 4 महीने का सोलर पीवी टेक्नीशियन का कोर्स पूरा किया। अब वो एक कुशल सोलर टेक्नीशियन बन गई है। पायल एक सोलर उद्यमी के तौर पर अपनी पहचान बना रही है। वो आसपास के जिलों में सोलर रूफटॉप इंस्टॉलेशन का काम करती है और इससे उन्हें हर महीने हजारों रुपए की आय होती है। साथियों, मेरठ के अरुण कुमार भी अब अपने इलाके में ऊर्जादाता बन गए हैं। हाल ही में दिल्ली में हुए कार्यक्रम में अरुण कुमार ने हिस्सा लिया था और अपने अनुभव साझा किए थे। उन्होंने बताया था कि वो न केवल बिजली बिल की बचत कर रहे हैं, बल्कि अपनी अतिरिक्त बिजली बेच भी रहे हैं। साथियों, जयपुर के मुरलीधर जी की सफलता भी कुछ ऐसी ही है। पहले उनकी खेती डीजल पंप पर निर्भर थी, जिसमें हर साल हजारों रुपए खर्च होते थे। जब उन्होंने सोलर पंप अपनाया तो उनकी खेती का तरीका ही बदल गया। अब उन्हें ईंधन की चिंता नहीं रहती, सिंचाई समय पर होती है और उनकी सालाना आय भी बढ़ गई है। सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात यह है कि अब उनका परिवार साफ ऊर्जा के साथ बेहतर जीवन जी रहा है। साथियों, पीएम सूर्यघर मुफ्त बिजली योजना का फायदा नॉर्थ ईस्ट के इलाकों में भी मिल रहा है। त्रिपुरा में रियांग जनजाति के कई गांव ऐसे थे जहां बिजली की समस्या थी। अब सोलर मिनी ग्रिड के माध्यम से वहां के घरों में रोशनी रहती है। वहां बच्चे अब शाम के बाद भी पढ़ पा रहे हैं, लोग मोबाइल चार्ज कर पा रहे हैं और गांव का सामाजिक जीवन भी बदल गया है। साथियों, देश में सोलर ऊर्जा क्रांति के ऐसे न जाने कितने उदाहरण हैं। आप भी इस क्रांति से जुड़िए और दूसरों को भी जोड़िए। मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, मन की बात के लिए मुझे हर महीने देश के अलग अलग हिस्सों से ढेरों संदेश मिलते हैं। इन संदेशों से ये भी पता चलता है कि दूर दराज के क्षेत्रों में बैठे लोग कितने चाव से इस कार्यक्रम को सुनते हैं। जब मैं आपके सुझाव पढ़ता हूं तो मुझे लगता है कि ये सिर्फ एक कार्यक्रम नहीं है, ये हम सबका एक साझा संवाद बन गया है। आपके विचार, आपके अनुभव इस कार्यक्रम को लगातार बेहतर बनाने की प्रेरणा देते हैं। आप अपने आसपास की प्रेरक गाथाएं यूं ही साझा करते रहिए। हो सकता है आपकी एक छोटी सी कोशिश किसी और के जीवन में बड़ा बदलाव ले आए, किसी को आगे बढ़ने का नया हौसला दे दे। यही तो रेडियो की असली ताकत है। ये देश के अलग अलग कोने में बैठे लोगों का एक विचार, एक भावना और एक उद्देश्य से जोड़ देता है। अगले महीने फिर मिलेंगे कुछ नए प्रेरक व्यक्तित्वों के साथ, कुछ ऐसे प्रयासों के साथ जो हमें आगे बढ़ने की नई ऊर्जा देंगे। तब तक आप अपना और अपने परिवार का ध्यान रखें, स्वस्थ रहें, खुश रहें। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Hello. I've had the opportunity to watch TV9 and O'Brien Cup times lately. Nor your focus is so much on wars and missiles. And these days, you're getting an overload of content and major countries on providing TV. Nine with so much content. Ayo, ayo. But on a serious note, the circumstances the world is facing today and extremely serious. And amidst these circumstances, TV9 network has created a very important platform for ideas. And today at this summit, you're all discussing the topic of India and the world. I congratulate you all. I extend my best wishes for this summit. The guests, friends, today when the world is embroiled in conflict, when the effects of these conflicts are visible across India and the world it's very relevant. India today is a country whose economy is growing rapidly. Actually, signs in the lead conditions before 2014. India is moving forward with a new confidence. Now, India doesn't shy away from challenges and then come. Look at the past 5 to 6 years and since the COVID-19 pandemic, challenges have only increased one another. When again, that in its people. But thanks to the united efforts of 1.4 billion citizens, India is moving forward facing every calamity. Or many countries around the world are astonished by India's policies and by India's strength. So much. We have a saying, truth cannot be harmed. The world since February 28th has been unleashed. Even in these harsh and adverse circumstances, India is moving forward with a resolve for progress, development, and trust. India has demonstrated its relationship building capacity, its decision its decision-making capacity, and its crisis management capacity. Friends, when the world is divided into so many camps, it has built unprecedented and unimaginable bridges, from the Gulf to the global West, from the globals to neighboring countries. India is a trusted benefactor of all. Some people ask me, who are we with? Or with India? We are with India's interests, or with peace. We are with dialogue. Friends, in this time of crisis, when global supply chains are faltering, India has presented a model of diversification and resilience, be it energy, fertilizer, or essential goods. India has consistently strived to minimize inconvenience to its citizens. India has strived for this and can do so. Friends, when national policy is the primary basis of politics, the country's future is paramount. But when personal self-interest dominates politics, people think about their own futures instead of the country's. In 2010. During the Congress government, there was in the prices of petrol, diesel, and gas after the. Then Congress worried not about the country, but about its own power. At that time, Congress had made oil embargoes worth 148,000 crore mano crore. And stated that he was burdening future generations with debt. Oil bond decision was wrong. Those who were running the government remotely made this wrong decision. To preserve their power as accountability was not to be met at ifte ageddo Chiksevdama. Repayment on those bond Thomas was due after 2020. Friends, over the past 5 to 6 years, our government has worked to wash away the sins of the coming. And the cost of this washing away has been unrewarding. You've never seen such a ladle. Instead of 180,000 crore, the country had to pay more than 1 lakh. Because interest was also added 100. That's also added. Meaning we were forced to pay nearly double the amount these days. Congress leaders are firing missiles of statements claiming that TV would be a hit if the missiles here say you. They become speechless at the mention of this topic. Friends, I delivered my statement in the Lok Sabha today on the situation in West Asia, Asia. Wherever wars raging in the world, however, under today's system, it's impossible for any country to prevent to the adverse effects of war. The situation has become extremely serious in many countries, and in these circumstances, we are seeing that some politically motivated individuals and certain parties are seeking political opportunities even in this time of crisis. Therefore, I will reiterate from the platform of TVN, this is time for research behavior, sensitivity. We have on a crisis how meaningful results are achieved when citizens unite and face a crisis. We must face the circumstances created by this war with the same spirit. Friends, amidst all the turmoil in the world, India has maintained its pace of progress. If I were to recount the past 23 days since the war began on February, development projects worth thousands of crores have been completed across the country, from east to west and north to south. In of the Delhi Metro Rail, the foundation stone laying of the Silchar High Speed, the foundations of stone laying of a new airport in Kotak and the granting of international airport status to Madurai Airport. Many SaaS initiatives have been accomplished in the past. In just the past month, a major scheme has been approved to accelerate industrial development. Muscat, Sakti, and same. Under this scheme, one plug-and-play industrial parks will be developed across the country. Thus, small hydropower development scheme has also been approved, which will add 1,500 megawatts of new hydropower capacity in the coming years. Meanwhile, the decision has been made to extend the Japan mission until 2028. Several major decisions have also been taken in the interest of farmers. In the past month alone, more than 18,000 euro crore has been transferred directly to farmers. Its accounts under the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, a relief package of approximately 500 euro crore has also been announced for our MSMEs and exporters, and all these steps are proof of the rapid pace at which the country is working to build a developed India. Friends, there's a principle in the management. What gets measured gets managed. Masot yeve, mas yörkenst. But I want to add one more thing to it. What gets measured gets improved and ultimately gets transformed. Because assessment creates awareness. Assessment establishes accountability. And most importantly, assessment gives birth to possibilities. Friends, If you evaluate the 10, 11 years before 2014 and the 10, 11 years after 2014, you'll find how. Big two, following this principle, India has transformed every sector at the sector. For example, highways used to be built at a speed of about 11, 12 kilometers per hour. Highways at a speed of about 30 kilometers per day. Previously, the turnaround time for ships 5 to 6 days. Today, the same work is being completed in less than 2 days. Previously, there was no discussion about startup culture. Before 2014, there were only 400, 500 startups in our country. Today, there are over 200,000 registered startups in India, Manasur. Previously, medical education seats were limited. There were approximately 50,000, 55,000 MBBS seats. Today, this number has increased to over 1.25 million. Previously, millions of people were excluded from the country's banking system. Only around 250 million bank accounts existed in the country. Meanwhile, through the Jan Dhan Yojana, over 550 million bank accounts have been opened. Previously, the number of airports in our country was less than 70. Today, the number has increased over 160. Friends, plans were made even before, but today, there is a difference. Rees are visible. Previously, the pace was slow. Today, India is on the fast track. Previously, even possibilities were in the dark. Today, resolutions are turning into accomplishments. Therefore, the world is also receiving the message that this is a new India. It is leaving no stone unturned for its development. Friends, today our effort is to transform in development that in the past, that into opportunities like our Eastern India. Our Eastern India is rich in resources. The governments that have ruled there for decades neglected Eastern India, which had put a brake on Eastern India's development. Now things are changing. In Assam, where the sound of gunfire was once heard, a semiconductor unit is being built. In Ocean, many new sectors, just from semiconductors to petrochemicals, are flourishing. Bihar here, where only a major bridges was built in 6 or 7 decades, has seen more than new bridges constructed in bridge and decade. Uttar Pradesh, once known for its sakata manufacturing, is now making its mark globally in mobile phone manufacturing. Friends, another major state in eastern India is West Bengal. West Bengal was once a hub of education, industry, and trade in India, and by anime. Over the past 11 years, the central government has invested substantially in West Bengal's development. But unfortunately, Today, there is a ruthless government that is putting the brakes on development. Viewers of TV in Bengali know that this ruthless government has put the Ayushman Yojana in Bengal. The PM Surya Ghar free electricity scheme has been put on hold. The PM housing scheme has been put on hold. The scheme for tea garden workers has been put on hold. This means that this ruthless government is prioritizing its politics. The party that started this kind of politics in the country, they questioned Gujarat's image and put its progress in the dock. The country, the opposition to the Congress also went from regional to national. Friends, when political opposition turns into opposition development, when criticism begins to question the country's achievements, then it ceases to be merely opposition to the government. It becomes a mentality of discomfort with the country's progress. Today, Congress has become a slave to this mentality. The situation today is such that every success of the country is questioned. Flaws are found in every achievement, and every effort is wished for failure. No. During COVID, the country developed its own vaccine, and Congress expressed its displeasure over that as well. When Make in India was discussed, it was declared ineffective. It was ridiculed with the use of the Bababashir heroic phrase. When the Digital India campaign began in the country, it was ridiculed. But each time, it has been Congress's misfortune and the country's good fortune that India has turned every challenge into success. Today, India is exemplifying the world's largest vaccination drive. India is a global leader in digital payments. India is reaching new heights in manufacturing and startups. Friends, opposition is necessary in a democracy, but there is a fine line between opposition and hostility. Opposing the government is a democratic right, but defaming the country raises questions about Congress's intentions. When opposition reaches such a level that even the country's achievements make one